What inspired you to be a death doula? When you really embarked on this journey, what type of further background or reading or research, or I guess what was the biggest surprise that you found, whether with yourself or with the families as you embarked on this?
Boy, there's a lot of stuff. So the first thing that comes to mind for me is the most surprising thing personally, and with my husband, because he's obviously living with a death doula and not 100% thrilled with that. It causes you to face your own mortality every day. And what that does is it makes me appreciate things a whole lot more. I say that it makes me argue with my husband in a different way, because I ask myself, is this really that important to me? In the big scheme of things,
right.
Is this the thing I want to die on the hill for? It has changed my perspective on life. And I think that's common for a lot of people. You ask anybody who has survived a diagnosis, like a cancer diagnosis, they'll say the same thing. Life is just different now because I have looked my mortality square in the face.
Now, is that something that you would recommend to someone that might be in best health? I mean,
100%.
But how do you then convince that person?
I don't.
Okay.
Not my job. I am not here to convince anybody of anything. So I have a different part of my business is a course, a 6-week course that I run called What Matters Most, and that is exactly what we do.
You'd mentioned that offline. So it's a 6-week Zoom. It's an online course, right?
It is an online.
Okay. So walk through some of the particulars.
It's called What Matters Most, and what we do is we start the first class by I assign them their death date. So it's 90 days from the day that our class starts. So what's today? The 19th. We're May, June, July, August. So your death date is August 19th. Everything we do in the course from there is under the assumption that you only have 90 days left to live. So we're going to do a deep dive into what's most important to you in your emotional life, your relationships, your spirituality, the practical things in your life like estate planning, financial planning. Do you have a will? All that stuff, that practical stuff, but legacy. What kind of legacy do you want to leave for your family and your loved ones? We talk about your physical body. How do you want your comfort care and your physical environment if you're at the end of your life, you only have 3 months left to live? And this is a way for people to step into, as closely as possible, unless they are living with a diagnosis,
right.
Step into what it might feel like to be at the end of their life. And I've gotten amazing feedback from participants that is exactly what happens. They face their mortality and life just changes for them.